So I'm going to talk about a few things. I want to talk about my personal political engagement, which was in response to the Brexit vote in the UK. My kind of creative research interests, and then finally the youth project, which I'm currently working on, and some of our partners are in the room right now. So I am a British activist and artist, and I make a point of wearing the EU flag because I have had my EU citizenship taken away from me. And I want everybody to know that my identity is still European, despite that loss of rights and that loss of privilege. And also why I dye my hair blue. So when the referendum vote happened in the UK in 2016, it was very close. The vote was 52%. Young people turning out could have made a massive difference to the outcome of that vote. Unfortunately, they didn't. And it was partly due to the timing of the vote, which was in June. And this is when students have left university, gone home, they weren't registered, blah, 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 blah. But it was also because of apathy. So I've kind of made it my mission to try and combat apathy in the UK. Young people overwhelmingly voted to stay in the European Union, those that voted, but not enough voted. So I've been trying to work to inspire and engage more young people with voting in elections, which is why I'm working on this project, which is about getting young people to vote in the EU elections. And what I've noticed about why young people become apathetic and they don't engage, it's usually due to the pressures of the society and, studies, work, trying to get on the housing ladder, pressure to start a family, etc. All of these stresses preoccupying their minds, and politics, it's just too much to engage with this as well. So what I believe is that we need to make politics more fun, to engage with, so that people want to spend their leisure time and their free time engaging in political debates and ultimately voting in elections. Now, I do this through a few ways. I'm an artist. I write books. I was so happy to see downstairs they've got these books of these cartoons. I love this so much. And I also write songs and make music videos, and go to protest events. And what I found going to protest events was that the best way to get attention was to make a visual statement. So whenever I would wear a costume or have a placard with an artwork on it, this is what is getting the most attention. So this made me believe that art and culture can engage people, capture their attention, and then you come in with your political arguments. I wanted to give a couple of examples of where I've seen using culture and art to engage young people working and then not working. So in 2018? I think it was 2018. I performed at Opener Festival, which is in Poland. This is a massive music festival. It's like the Glastonbury of Poland. And the organizer of the festival was really keen that we engage young people with politics. So he set up 2 big tents. One of them had lots of stalls with NGOs, and they're giving out these freebies and the badges and everything. The other one was a room for discussions, debates, performances. So I performed at this festival, and next to it, the EU liaison office in Poland had set up a little stall. They had video showing, they were doing games, they were giving out flower garlands, they were giving out badges. There was like little bean bags, people were crashed out. They were having fun, but also engaging with the EU, the European Parliament Liaison Office. Loads and loads of young people at this festival who'd gone to the festival for the music were then also engaging with the EU at this stall that had been set up. It worked really well, and it was a brilliant example of how engagement works. You take the EU and the politics to the cultural event that's happening. Now, an example of where that didn't work, in 2019, the European Parliament organised a festival to mobilise voters for the 2019 elections. They decided to put this festival on an island in the Baltic. It's called Texel. It's in the north of the Netherlands. This was in March. It was very cold. It was snowing at one point. It was freezing. And it was also very difficult to get there. Like, I had to get like multiple trains and then a ferry and then a bus. And unsurprisingly, nobody turned up. Apart from the die-hard EU activists, nobody went to this festival on an island in the Baltic. It's too far. It's not worth the effort. They had speakers like Michel Barnier and like people from the Commission, like really high-level speakers, but nobody made the effort to go because it was too inconvenient. Yeah, it just didn't work. And it was, this is an example of where you're trying to force people to go to your event rather than taking your message to the existing event. So in terms of engaging youth, this is always what I'd advise. If there's a university fair, our Portuguese partner for the youth project, they are really good at taking our project to existing events. So there's a fair for university students or young people. It's like a jobs fair, a labour market, I think they call it. They take a stall there and they are brilliant at getting people to engage with our project by showing up to this event that's already happening. And making it fun and making it easy to engage by like wearing a badge, taking some photographs with our glasses. This is the best way to engage young people. It's light touch, but it's joyful. And for me, I think that joy is really important when we're talking about political engagement, because I think there's a tendency for politics to be really formal and serious, and everybody is wearing suits and shirts. And I often turn up to these conference events and I've got my blue hair and sparkly jewelry and I'm singing songs on my guitar, and it annoys the people that are wearing the suits and taking it very seriously. I'm also taking it seriously, but I'm using joy and culture and art as my method of expression. And it engages those people that are apathetic, and those are the people that we need to engage. And just on the point of joy and culture, I wanted to give an example. So I was in Munich last year, and there was a protest for Ukraine. And obviously what's happening in Ukraine is oppression and violence. And in response to that, the Ukrainian community in Munich organised a protest that involved dressing up in their traditional outfits, the dresses with the flowers, and dancing in the streets. This was joy in the face of oppression, and that's why joy is so important in terms of expression of identity and engaging with politics. So yeah, I'm an artist. I'm currently doing a master's degree in fine art, and I'm really interested in these also small acts of protest. Sometimes it's called gentle protest. So for people that are finding it difficult to engage with politics because it feels too toxic, because they feel burnt out, using small things to express their beliefs. So, for example, I am in love with these little flowers, these handmade flowers that have been made. It's such a small expression of engagement with European identity, with the blue and the yellow. Little acts like this in the UK. There's this craftivist collective, and they make little sewn. They stitch little protest banners with messages on, and then they tie them to lampposts so people can see them. And it's these small acts of engagement and kindness and care. And I believe that everybody can do that, and everybody can engage with it on whatever level they feel comfortable. And therefore, the young people that are very stressed out with all these pressures of life around them, they can do something which they can engage with on their level that's not too demanding, that's joyful and meaningful to them. So then just to talk a little bit about the youth project. The youth project... the youth project is from the Charlemagne Youth Prize Alumni Network. So I won this prize in 2020. I'm the last ever winner from the UK because we're no longer eligible. Thank you, Brexit. The Alumni Network has winners in every country. So we've got 15 partner organisations that are organising voter mobilisation events across the EU. And we're trying to engage those young people that aren't that engaged with politics. So we're trying to embrace creative actions. We've got a brilliant partner organisation in Italy that uses theatre to engage. I've told you about our Portuguese partner already and how they're approaching it. And we're trying to make it fun. So we have these glasses. This was an idea of one of our change makers, Cindy from Spain. And we take photos of everybody wearing these glasses. It's great content for social media. And social media is a really important way to reach young people. It's where they're engaging in these discussions and debates. So if I can give one piece of advice on engaging young people in politics, it's make it fun, make it bold, make it joyful, and share it through social media. This is how you're going to reach them. This is how you're going to engage them.
Thank you, Madeleine.